If you're watching this podcast, it might be a little bit different because we have a different setup here. We moved everything from our last space to the garage here temporarily, but I kind of like this.
I kind of like it too, besides it being cold a little bit.
Well, you know, I don't go to your house of business, place of worship, place of business.
Where is my place of business?
Place of and complain about the temperatures.
You know why?
What's that?
Because it's always cozy and warm and just the right temperature.
Where would you say this place is that it's so inviting?
Anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah. You just.
I don't have a place.
You don't have a place. Storage.
I don't have a storage.
Storage unit's a place.
Yeah, but even then, it's not mine. I'm renting them.
So don't come over here because I own this. I own this little 17 by 20. Okay.
I don't have I have an office, and it's cozy.
We have an office,
but it's not even mine. It's ours.
Yeah. We are in the process of looking for a house. We were gonna throw our house up for sale, which it was the shortest. Well, we didn't even quite make it to listing.
No.
What did we get?
I don't know. 12 hours before listing.
We got 12 hours before listing. We got photos taken. We have flyers printed. The agent came and put that stake into the grass to show that it's for sale in a flyer. And 5 hours later, I pulled it.
I did. It was me.
You didn't pull it. I pulled it.
We did. Oh, you pulled it out. I mean, I thought you meant
Quit taking credit for the labor that I put into this.
Oh my goodness, so hard. So much labor.
How do you know? Did you ever pull a stake out of the ground?
I mean, how long did it take you?
Listen, I work out. Okay. So not long at all.
Not long.
Not long at all. Looking at a few pieces of property. We moved everything from the last setup just for the house could have a good curb
Basically,
appeal.
we're ready to list at any moment. We just want to find something first. So we're not in a position where we sold our house, can't find anything for a while, and then have nowhere to go.
And so now everything's in my garage. So this is now also the podcasting studio, which I'd be open to as long as the setup and storage didn't happen.
Well, it seems like it took you. How long did it take you to set up?
It didn't take me long at all. It was actually really quick. The problem is storage. Like, where do I store these mics and stuff like that? But I kind of dig the lighting and all that stuff. I think.
Oh yeah.
Keeps one less place in the house.
I like having a table to.
I told you in a previous episode. I was like,
I agreed with you.
I was like, we got to do a table on the next one.
I agreed with you.
More inviting. Also, this looks like we're doing the news or the weather.
I know.
So today's episode is gonna be a packed one. So we promised, we're gonna do we're retitling it Awkward Spaces. Apparently, we went from Flip This Space to Awkward Spaces.
I like Awkward Spaces because.
Is it plural or singular?
We could be awkward space.
Let's make them even more awkward. Awkward space. Awkward spaces is.
Awkward spaces. Sounds.
What does it sound like?
I feel like awkward space just sounds like it's not. We're missing something.
Which is more of a perfect title for something that is people are dealing with. Millions of Americans are dealing with awkward spaces.
We're going to make an awkward title to Awkward Spaces.
The awkward coming to you.
Awkward.
Spaces that are awkward. That's exactly the title.
And that's it.
Because yes, you have
coming
to
at you live.
The finger gun. You got to throw the finger gun. So we had everybody send in submissions, and some of you don't follow rules. We might have
to split this up into two.
Oh, we 100% can't do this all.
There's too many.
We can't do this all today. You guys.
I had some DMs, I think, too, in mine.
Yeah, what's up with that? You guys are bad at listening instructions, okay? And I'm pretty sure it's maybe from the Instagram community who are not reading the entire post that we put up. But it's email us. Don't DM us.
You wrote email us.
I said email.
In the Instagram
post. Did they follow instructions?
I only had like one or two. So
I even
most
wrote the email on the story. And people, you know what? It's fine. I'll just call him. Well,
because it's much easier just to reply. Like they just reply to the story.
Right? Yeah. So without any more stalling, I think just to get it all in here, let's just try this. And if you
this. Welcome to Awkward Spaces. That's my jingle.
That's the introduction jingle. There's a lot of excitement, I feel like.
We're real excited.
So I'm going to go from the earliest submission, just to be fair. However many we cover in this hour.
We'll do a part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, we'll have to do it. And if you're not watching this podcast on YouTube and just listening in your car or something like that, so use your imagination. And once you're done,
we'll try to explain it.
Once you're done using your imagination, go hop on YouTube and watch the podcast. We'll throw all the images on the screen as we're kind of going over them. Hopefully I don't get sidetracked here. Okay, so first submission is from Danielle. Not even gonna try to pronounce that last name. It says, "Hi, Alex and Irina. Just listened to the latest podcast episode. One question: what's your favorite tool?" Totally kidding. That's actually says that. Totally kidding. My husband and I just bought and moved into our first home. Thanks, Mr. Build It and Minton Pine. We have so many projects lined up. We have so much wall space. Pics attached. Okay, I think. She says, I think I want to put a coffee bar eventually, but still not sure if that's what would be best. And also, white cabinets is not going to stay there. It's basically a large pony wall that has stairs on the other side of it. Hope these pics work. If not, I can send you better ones. Still moving in. Okay, so we haven't actually looked at these yet. So this is going to be shooting from the hip at its prime. So I'm guessing that's the wall she's referring to, or this the wall, or both. Hold on, let me go this way.
I think it's
this is the pony wall thing.
Yeah, so this is the wall.
Okay.
Oh, so there's stairs behind it, is what she's saying.
Is that what it said? Yeah. Okay, so the stairs go. Okay.
I can't tell which way, but
I think
she said there's stairs behind it, and that's why there's a pony wall.
I'm assuming it goes that way. Okay, that makes sense. What is she? Okay, so yeah, there's stairs right there. Stairs right there.
Okay.
There's the entryway.
So she's doing this whole wall.
This whole.
That one and this one.
Wall. Wow, that's a double submission. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think first of all, since that white cabinet's gonna be there.
Let's get this flipped over.
Come on, iPad.
Oh, it's like because we were having it. I got you. Okay, so go ahead. You take your first stab at it. And I'm guessing. Hold on a second. Now let me look at this other side. What's here? Is that a living room? That's a kitchen. No. I see that there. That's there. But what's on this side? Like the side that we're on right now. So there's a kitchen right there.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing
is
it's
it
a
a couch?
room.
Okay, so this is actually
so that's the door.
Okay.
Goes downstairs. Guessing this is the living room space.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's this wall.
Uh-huh.
And there's a
dining table. Okay. Okay, that helps a little bit. And then I don't know what's in this corner here.
That looks like it might be a couch.
Might be a couch in that area.
That way.
Okay, so it looks like the house is kind of going lengthways. Okay, you take your first stab at it, and then I'll see what I can come up with.
So I think like they kind of have the right idea with a cabinet here. Mm-hmm. What I would do is make it kind of look like a built-in cabinet, so it's low, and have it like go from wall to wall, have like cabinets in it, but do it the same color as the wall, whatever. If you're gonna keep that wall color, change it, and have it just be lower, not so high up, because I feel like that pony wall is, or even flush with the wall. What do you think?
No, you take your stab. I'll take my stab after.
He's gonna try to outdo me. Well, after her, yeah.
All right, kids, enough listening.
My turn.
The parents are here.
This is a.
Well, I think it's the way it was sent. I think it's a vertical submission, and then.
Oh, we should have saved the photos.
Yeah, you're talking about preparation. Okay.
Yeah, you didn't do your prep work. So and in the email it said something about a coffee bar.
Well, the coffee bar is right there.
So this would be the coffee bar where this little doggy thing is. I like that idea. I think. Do you think it would look? Yeah, that little pony wall, like maybe a bench. That would look kind of cool. Like if you do a coffee bar.
Oh, you're taking my idea.
Yes. Mm. Okay, so I changed my mind.
I shouldn't have said anything.
No. Okay. So where you have that coffee thing right now, like do a whole built-in like station where that coffee thing is, but then on the other with the pony ball, I think a bench would be cool, because then you can even. It seems like if this is your entry, it's either the back door or the front door. I can't tell, but if you did
and usually
either
you're not
way,
allowed to go in the back door.
I think a bench would be cool because if you're going outside, I mean, a bench is always super functional in whatever space it is. So, were you thinking like a built-in bench?
Okay, so
what's
do
yours?
you want to split this? Okay, we can split this.
We can go back and forth. This is the first time I'm seeing these pictures, so I'm trying to. I'm really shooting from the hip.
So the white cabinet where the pony wall is. Here's what I would do. I would say either leave it blank, and maybe put a cabinet against the right side of the wall. But just to be like maybe like a little music record player or a Bluetooth speaker, like basically chain or a little sidebar just for you to pour drinks, because you don't need to absolutely fill the space in. But if you're like, I want to fill it in, personally, maybe what I would do is I would do one of two things. I would either rip down that pony wall and build like a modern railing that goes horizontal, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe metal cables going across
this way,
and then black posts and black top.
That way you don't have to have anything there.
That don't have to have anything there. And then against that right wall, kind of where that little space heater looks like it is standing, I would put like a little cabinet there. Maybe have a little some kind of stereo system, like a very clean stereo system, a record player, maybe a bar with like a little roundabout for like drinks or entertainment. But if you literally seriously want to do something there that's kind of uses up that space, I would do a built-in bench at the bottom, and then where the pony wall comes up. And see, I'm not that excited about that idea, but
I think a bench would look good.
Oh, especially if you don't want to scratch that. Here's what I would do. I would demo that wall or that railing and the pony wall, and I would put I would build top to bottom an accent wall that is like a see-through wall, like you know how our sliding barn doors for our bathroom is, and how it's got these patterns and shapes into it. Mm-hmm. But I'd have it clear through. There'd be no backing to it. Or you can do backing, it's up to you. But I would do like no backing.
Make just a full wall all the way up.
Full wall all the way up.
Continue that pony wall up.
Right, with these shapes going up and out.
Or some kind of accent wall.
It could be horizontal. It could be all these different shapes, and then built in a bench down below. Yeah. But I truly do feel like you don't have to put something there. Yeah. Get rid of the cabinet. Put a cabinet on the right side, and then have the little entertainment station. And as far as where the coffee bar is right now, the problem is that part is coming out too much. So you would have to, and there's a dining room table across from it. I would personally try to make that area blend as much with the kitchen cabinets as I could. So I would perhaps, I'm not going to say get a hutch because they're really outdated. But what I would do is I would use the same style cabinets. Like, so for example, those white cabinets are the cabinets you're going to be using in your kitchen or are already. I would move that where the bar is, and then I would do like a butler's pantry going up it. So you would have a concrete countertop or a quartz countertop or granite, whatever matches your kitchen, and then you would have shelving, like floating shelves going up it, where you would put dishes on and stuff like that, kind of like our butler's pantry or dry bar.
I feel like you just wouldn't want it to come out too much because it seems like it would utilize the walking space,
Perhaps the same distance as
that. Yeah.
Give it an extra inch overhand for the slab of concrete or the countertop, whatever.
Yeah, and then you can use it. It could be like multi-purpose for sure.
Yep. But yeah,
I like that.
Going back to the pony thing, if you don't have to, you shouldn't. Just because it looks like there's a divot in there, I don't think you have to create something that you need to put in there. Sometimes a railing is just a railing, and you just need a more.
Even if you don't do a built-in bench, but just stick because benches are not that wide. Yeah. Like an upholstered bench that you find, I think it would look great in there too. It would really minimize. This is just too big in that little pony wall.
I actually take my answer back for that pony wall. I think I'm going to commit 100% to ripping down that pony wall and then just putting a modern railing, right?
Yeah.
That horizontal.
But what if that's something that just they can't do? So you have to have option 2.
Okay. Option 2 is you can do that.
Yeah.
But then again, the bench part has to depend about what's across. Hopefully, couches are across it, because then you could kind of have that's a kid sitting area. Mm-hmm. Okay, so thanks Danielle for sending that in.
Hope that helps you. We're kind of all over the place,
or made you more confused. Okay, next one is from Christopher John. Love people with 2 first names. Hey, Alex and Irina, love your videos. Very motivational, Irina, and your designs are amazing. My fiance is obsessed with your. Okay, enough about her. Tell me more about me. We're looking at.
I don't see anything about Mr. Building.
Nothing.
I think he just emailed me.
No, yeah. Let's see here. We're looking to change around our master bedroom. It's kind of an odd shape, slanted ceiling. Actually, it's okay. These pictures are old homeowner's bedroom. We thought about installing room dividing wall to the left of the room when walking into the room to create a large walk-in closet. Okay, so it sounds like it's an awkward room and they want to get some functional space out of it for storage. Wow.
So that's when you walk in.
Let's see here. So that's okay. That's
right there. So this wall, apparently this.
Do you say on the right or the left when you walk in?
On the left. Oh, sorry, left. So
then when you walk in, so.
You have to do where the bed is?
So if you walk in from here. Oh, so I wonder if this is where you walk in.
Where?
I wonder if this is where you walk in.
So right there. Where the ceiling slants, I'm guessing, is where you thought about doing the closet.
Oh, okay. So.
Yeah, I think there, because there's no windows there. This other side has windows, and so you wouldn't be able to do it there. Correct. Okay, so I kind of get it. So if you divide, like in this space right here, right to the left.
So you walk in, and then this is the space that would have the thing.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, we don't know how far they. Right. Man, looks like a.
These are the first couple of challenging ones. Do you have something you want to?
You can start. Let me just see.
Well, I'm trying to picture the placement of the room right now. I see one slant there. There's no slant on the other side. There's one window by the slant, and there's a second window. I'm guessing right there. So therefore, you know what I would do? I'm gonna go systematic on this. I would take your bed and I would position your bed between the 2 windows. Put a couple of your dressers, or not dressers, your nightstands underneath those windows and center your bed in between those 2 windows. Put something artistic or whatever over the bed or whatever you think. And so when you walk, I'm guessing that's when you walk in. Where the TV is. Okay, that's where the TV is, right? No, the TV's on that side. That's so weird to see because there's a TV here, but then the TV is now here and the window's there.
I know.
I think it was repositioned.
Oh, maybe.
Because right here it's set up where this is.
I'm trying to figure out where the windows are. Yeah.
Okay, no. Yeah, no. This is the right one. So the slant's here. This is the bench. That's the wall where the TV is. The 2 windows are right there. So this is where you walk in. So I would, like I said, go back to it where I would put the bed right between those 2 windows, and that way it's like centered. It doesn't look awkward because when you have when you have 2 windows on both sides and it's a bedroom, that's like a no-brainer. That's where the bed should go. I would put that there. Then it's gonna basically isolate the entire. One side of, I think it's the left side where the slant is of the room. You know what? I don't know if I
think there's only 1 window, hun.
No, this is by the slant. This is away from the slant.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well,
so there's a space right here. Wait, actually.
But what?
No,
maybe
no. There's 2 windows. There's 2 windows. This is sorry, guys. We're doing our best here.
I know it's just hard with pictures.
So that's what I would do. I'd position it there. Then the slant there. It's you could barricade and put a dividing wall where the slant is to get rid of that slant. The problem is all of a sudden you're now encroaching onto the space between that window and that slant. So basically, one side of the room would have a really big wall. And then the other side of the room would have a very short ending of a wall. So it's not spaced out right. I would leave that slant and then maybe put a dresser there and whatever, what have you. But if your follow-up question is also where you would put a closet. So do you think there's no closet here at all? This seems like that's a closet door right there. But maybe they want more closet space.
Maybe it's not enough.
So maybe under that slant, I'd put a big dresser, and then
that'll give you some space.
Give it some space. But as far as dividing a wall for walking space, when you talk about just making sure everything's not level, but I think proportional.
Yeah.
If the room's proportional, I would personally do it where this picture is, or I'm sorry, what this stand-up mirror is. Maybe do a dividing wall there. and have it butt up to wherever it's going.
Yeah, just like a long, narrow one.
A long, narrow one.
And then you'll have a window in it, basically.
Possibly. Now, again, it's not the most perfect solution because then you can kind of look at it and be like, oh, you added this section up to it. But I think there's smooth way, depending what's after this pottery or the trash can, the gray trash can.
It's the window.
Oh, it's right there. So, yeah. But then, so if that's the window.
No, this is another window. This is right here. That's the window. When you first walk in, you see it. And then there's another window to your right when you walk in. I'm guessing if this is where you walk in, yeah. One of those doors you walk in through.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is a tough one. So that's what I would do with the bed. As far as the closet, man, it's a little more difficult. I wish I had a maybe a little sketch of like what the room looked like. But what's your
shot? Like a floor plan?
Kind of, yeah. Because I'm assuming, and some of the positioning of the furniture kind of throws off where I am located.
Right, I know. I think that's why it's confusing. It's hard to tell. I can't figure out if it's one window or two.
Sorry,
because if you look at the window here, it almost looks like it lines up with the light like this.
Yeah.
So if it is one window, I don't even know where you would put the bed.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe against the other wall. I'm trying to see.
I'm sorry, I wish it was more helpful.
You know what I would do, actually? I mean, first of all, I would paint the walls and the ceiling the same color. I think the slant really stands out because you have two different colors.
Truth.
So I would paint it all the same, and then add like a cool chandelier. I mean, for me, it's more aesthetically like a cool chandelier that hangs down a little bit. And then maybe you could even keep the bed in that spot, but just get one of those really high back beds, and then pull it like forward enough to where, I mean, it like either goes all the way up to the slant, and then just like I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely think I was going to mention this. I saw somebody about talking about painting their room, and they were doing like white ceilings and paint around the walls, and I'm personally thinking that's getting really kind of outdated. You know what I mean? Remember when you keep the ceiling white, but the walls are
oh yes, yeah.
I personally think it's getting kind of that's kind of becoming early 2000s, like late 90s kind of style. So I definitely think you should paint the entire room like a nice white color that you like, and then that would kind of hide that.
And actually will make the room look a little bit taller. So when you do paint the ceiling a different color than the walls, I think it does make the room look a little bit not as tall. But closet wise, I think it'd be hard because of the layout of the room. This is a different spot that it's in now. No, it's not.
I know it's tripping me out because the same stuff, but it looks like in a couple of different angles, but it looks like that stuff was moved.
Okay, I figured it out.
You did?
So yeah, this is the same area as that.
Okay.
Right there.
I was just taking from different shots.
Different angles. So maybe the bed, that way, going like where there isn't a window.
If somebody's listening to this podcast, they're like, this is...
What the heck?
So annoying. You guys are trying to find directions right now.
I know. Sorry.
Okay, so what's your final verdict? Just paint the room, keep the bed where it is. What would you do about the closet?
Is that a closet? If you guys already have a closet, like, and it's functional enough, and I would probably just keep the room the way it is, because I feel like this room doesn't look...
That looks like a bonus room.
It's not like... Yeah, so you don't want to take away space. I would do that too. I would actually just put a dresser in your room, like a nice big dresser, and that will give you storage space if that's what you need.
Or one of those wardrobe cabinets.
Yeah, that would look cool too. And so maybe do the bed. I like that idea actually. So if you paint the whole room one color and then do the dresser where that slanted wall is, because dressers obviously aren't that high, and then you could add some like just vases or decor on it, and then do the bed maybe on the other side or on the other wall you were talking about, and then just have a bed that has like comes up a little bit higher with the headboard, and some beefy nightstands. I would do some curtains that are on the sides of the window, or you can even do shades. Shades are kind of in right now, like Roman shades.
And get some bigger, wider trim around the windows, like a nice big 10-inch header on top, and then like 4-inch flat ones on the sides. No grooves on them. That way, kind of modernize the room. And also, last minute idea: if you want to keep the bed there, either paint the wall and put a big headboard, or you can always do like an accent wall all the way up to where that crease ends to the top of the bend, and do like a pallet wood or something like that, or barn wood, and that'll give you a cool look as well. That way, you won't have to go and buy a super ginormous headboard.
Right. It's so weird because a lot of the awkwardness comes where people place the windows, and I always find that so interesting. I don't know. I hope we helped you at least a little bit.
Pull your mic up. Just pull it this way.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. This is from Kara or Kara. I'm not sure. Sorry if I butchered that.
The K sound.
Era. I live in a tract home in California, and I feel like they throw up walls so unnecessarily and awkwardly. We're in an older house, and I feel so smooshed with this wall with two half arches. I want it out so badly, but I think it has plumbing in it. What can you do with this wall? I also always see these beautiful fireplaces sculpted out, but the wall is in the way. And then we have this odd nook where an old school entertainment center would be that I don't know what to do with. Don't mind the mess. I run daycare. Okay.
So the question is just about
make
the
it
wall?
Functional but beautiful is what she wants.
The question's only about the wall.
This
right?
wall with the arches, and then she's talking about this weird nook of where the media center is supposed to go.
Okay. So I'll start with a little bit easier one. So the media center one. I would put a cabinet
The bottom.
perfectly fitted inside of there, whether it's custom built or sized, and you buy one, put it in there. That way it looks like one of those built-in ones. Don't make it stand out any kind of accent colors. I just make it white to match the trim of the
Fireplace
mantle.
Or the mantle.
Yep. And then just position your TV on it, and it will be like a classic built-in section for the TVs that you'll see a lot. I think by hanging the TV up and having that little cabinet under it and that empty space below it is making a little more of the awkward space, even though that cabinet lines up with the mantle or the fireplace. It's linear, but I think the premise of what that space was supposed to be designed for is
Something at the bottom, because it's making it like not.
Yeah. So yeah,
there's too much empty space at the bottom.
Fitted cabinet I think would look great, and then going back to this wall, and then I was gonna say put trim around that opening, but I don't, because it will make it look weird, because then the fireplace will look like it's out of place. That would be the grand thing. So don't do that.
The arches.
Yeah,
so
the arches.
Windows.
Okay, so it looks like it goes from like a formal living room to a family room. Is that it looks like a classic thing? So that's an entryway, right? So this is an entryway.
So it's like a room and then another room.
Okay, so first thing. Okay, if the problem is that there's plumbing in those walls, well then this is hard. So with the plumbing, you got to reroute it, right? If most of the times you can reroute it if you're not sitting on like a concrete slab or something like that. I'm guessing there's a big header. First of all, I also think that's a load-bearing wall because how thick that header looks above. It looks like there's a if you have to have that wall there, you can fill in those arches, and in fact the way these arches are sometimes made is it's a classic modern rectangle doorway, like any doorway would be, and then they would add these little radius cut plywood and then 2x4s in the middle of them, and then they would put drywall inside of it and create that arch. So like it's almost you're going out of place. So half the time you can actually just either cut out those notches and make it a square entrance, or you can just disassemble whatever part they put in there. So that part is actually the easiest part to get done to make them square. Second order of business of the wall has to stay there, and you did get rid of those arches, is what to do about the entryway and then 2 double open windows. I would personally knock down, if you had to have this thing stay there, I would just knock down the center part and and at
have
least
one big window.
You have one big open window if you absolutely have to. If you can consult with a structural engineer and they could tell you that it's now load bearing, absolutely, yeah, maybe tear this whole thing down. But I would do one of two things. I would either A, fill in those two windows, or B, I would make one big open window, and at least it'll give you more entry space. And then what would you put on this side of the
You could do another little like seating area.
yeah,
Since it's not as big as the living room.
yeah. I don't know how big that couch is. Is it a small room and a big couch, or just a medium room with a medium-sized couch? But ideally, it would be nice to put. Oh yeah, so that
the main living room.
Ideally, it'd be nice to put like a seating area against that wall where the arches are. So if that's the case, I would fill that sucker in. I would just fill in that wall.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I think if you cannot remove that wall and make it one big space,
Fill it in.
I would fill in those arches.
Yeah.
Or the windows. And then put some kind of like artwork on that wall and have more seating area if you wanted. And I know you said something about sculpted out fireplace, but I think you can still do something really fun with your fireplace without having it come out. A lot of fireplaces now, like the modern ones, are still flush with the wall, but they just have really cool tile, and you can still have a mantle come out. So you can have a wood mantle if you wanted, and then have like some kind of, you can even do like a cool cement fireplace or tile even, without it having to come out. And then I think that will change, especially if you have what you were saying about the media center in that little nook, and then change up just like the fireplace mantle and tile. You wouldn't even need to have it come out. I think it would look great. But I would feel that would be my personal. I would make Mr. Build It fill it in.
She has ways of doing that. And also, a note to note is sometimes people buy furniture because it's just comfortable and they love how it looks, but not necessarily whether or not what it does to that space. Like, this was the prime example that happened at our house when we bought it. Is we love that space, and it wasn't too big, but people put these ginormous rounded over sectionals there, and with a high back to it, and it really made that space look tiny because how big that furniture was. But sometimes you can find not super duper lazy boy style sectionals, but you can find pretty decently
more
comfortable sleek couches. Like we have that brown one in the living room, and I would say it's sleek, it's low back, it doesn't take a bunch of space, and by kind of downsizing a few pieces of furniture that are still comfortable, you can squeeze another piece against that wall if you were to fill it in. But I think that's a good call. I think we definitely should probably just fill in that wall if you can't remove it. Yeah.
And then, I mean, if you want it even to take a step further with the furniture, I don't know if you wanted furniture advice, but like, that's what I would do. I think I would do like a couch and maybe a love seat on the other wall, or chairs.
Size down.
Yeah, size down. Yeah, so just a couch that sectionals just take up a lot of room sometimes, and they're super comfortable. But if you did want to maximize on space, I would do just like a smaller, sleek couch, and then maybe either two chairs on that side wall where you would fill in the windows, and then on the other one do like either a small love seat or a chair, if it fits. And then in the other room, I mean, you could even make that like a little seating area.
Yeah.
If you wanted.
So if we're talking about furniture, I would definitely fit in the wall. Put in a love seat maybe against that wall that you're going to fill in with the arches, and then get rid of this long sectional that it looks like. Maybe put two chairs on the other side where there's a big window. That'll actually bring more light and more openness to that room. That's perfect personally what I would do.
Yeah, I think so too. And you'll still have just enough seating.
And at that side, you can get one of those little more wider chairs, so they're like super comfortable. Put a table, like a side table in the middle. And then if you have room, put another sectional, or not a sectional, but a love seat where that faces your fireplace. If you have room. Chances are probably not, but that's kind of how I'd shoot it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hope that
helps.
Okay. You want to go ahead?
Okay, so this one's from Veronica. Wow, we're 3 in. Or is that 3? Yeah,
This is
three.
the third.
Hello, next door neighbor. I'm currently remodeling my kitchen slowly but surely. I still have lots of work to do. Anyways, there are, I gotta click download them. Just so spaces that I cannot think what to do with. Let alone if I should just leave it and be dust collectors that it is. It's the niche. That's on the dining room wall up the ceiling. I will be taking
Probably out.
I'll be taking out the MDF board on the accent wall right below it. I was going to knock down the wall to push back, but not enough extra space that's worth the trouble. On the other side of the wall is actually the closet and the bathroom and the master bedroom, which also has the same niche. Any advice? All right, it would be great. Appreciate it. Okay, so Veronica.
So dining wall.
Which part? This niche right here?
Space. Hold on.
Or that's the niche?
Oh, is it?
So she's asking, so should she push that wall back to create extra space? But she's thinking that's too much work to do for what it looks like 2 feet of space.
Yeah. What was the other? Dust collector. Okay.
So that wall above it, or the section above it, is a dust collector wall, basically.
Then she says, I will be taking out the MDF board on the accent wall right below it. So
this is MDF boards.
She's going to take out that.
She's going to take that out? I like that.
I like that too. I think it's cool.
I wonder why she's taking it
I
out.
wonder if you could just make it go all the way up.
Yeah, fill it in sometimes. Sometimes we're so comfortable with like taking things out. How about we just fill it in, and that way
it's a lot less work for you.
Yeah.
And I mean, just take out the top piece. What is that? Just like the ledge part, and then just kind of keep it going all the way up if you can. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I think a lot of these builders.
This is a cool wall.
Yeah, I think a lot of these builders, when they create stuff like that, I
don't understand that niche.
Well,
though,
they anticipate you're going to put a bunch of like pottery on there and artwork and stuff
but
like that.
But in reality, that's like
it's kind
such
of
a 90s.
It's a very 90s
so
thing.
dated, which is interesting because this kitchen looks, pretty modern.
It's probably remodeled.
Oh, I see.
Probably remodeled.
Well, good job remodeling it.
Good job remodeling it. Yeah, looks great. Yeah. So if you want to, I mean, to be honest, it looks like 2 extra feet would be added. I personally, that's what I would do. I would tear down the thing and get that 2 extra feet. But if that's too much work, I would say just fill it in and be done with it.
Keep it going.
But two extra feet in a dining room is quite a bit.
You might, yeah.
And that's 2 extra feet is
like
me
a
being
lot of
conservative
work,
about it.
but
Yeah. This might be like 2.5 feet.
And then you can even add, so if you do take it down that wall, because right now it looks like you can't put anything because the dining table is too close. If you take that wall away and you do demo it, you can even put like a cool buffet in that against that dining or against that wall.
Now, my only other question is typically builders won't make a nook like that and give up square footage like that unless there's something that they have to go around. So maybe there's plumbing for your bathroom going through it. So that's something to kind of be on the lookout. Now, if you open up that wall and you're like, there's nothing, it's just a 7 foot tall by what it looks like 20 feet wide or 15 feet wide by 2 feet deep empty space, then I would say that builder is weird. I was going to use a different word,
but
we don't have to believe anything.
Yeah, but I hope that helps. Interesting.
Beautiful
niche.
kitchen though.
Yeah,
I like your kitchen.
it's great. Looks great.
All right, Jenny, you're up.
Okay.
Let's download these zips. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. We just moved into our new home and there is an awkward space in the wall. We weren't sure if it was a closet? ? It's in a wall about 4 feet above the door. I attached pictures. Currently the room is a playroom for our son, but eventually will turn into a future baby room. Right now it's just holding toys. We would love to hear your ideas. Okay. Let me go back. There's an awkward space in the wall.
Above the door? 4 feet above the door?
It's about 4 feet above the floor.
Above the floor. Usually I would imagine it's like a laundry chute, but it doesn't look like it.
It's like so it looks like a niche kind of, but it's an actual
like 1.5 feet deep.
I mean, it goes in the wall.
Oh, wow. That's it looks like a window that they,
yeah.
Now I'm curious what's on the other side of the wall. Probably another room.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna go for it right away.
Just
fill that sucker up.
Fill it in.
Sometimes you're gonna waste too much energy trying to
Figure out what to do with it.
Make a space work or make a thing work. It's so much easier just to fill it in, because what that looks like, it looks like a window that they turned into a shelf. Like, you know what I mean? Like, remember back where you see these Pinterest things where you're like, oh, you have an old TV that's from like the 60s. You can take out the inside guts
look, it has
and make
hinges,
a shelf.
so it probably was like a little door. Somebody just needed an extra,
It was like
extra closet space.
It was like a bread nook or something.
If you have a closet in that room, I would just fill that in. Yeah,
Regardless,
it's just
I would say fill it in.
Yeah, you can't really.
It's too much of a head scratcher. You can't polish that.
Like, even if you put a cool little door on it, it would just be like a, what is this?
It's
kind
exactly,
of thing.
yeah. I say just get rid of it and just fill it in and be done with it.
Yeah, and then you can put something cute on, like a art or.
Yeah, now, okay, here's the only other thing. If that is a bedroom, let me take a wild guess of how deep that is. That is, I'll say 16 inches deep.
I was just going to say 1.5 maybe.
Depending how, sometimes what you can do is just cut it all the way down and a little bit wider, and then create a little closet out of it and put some French doors on it. So what you could do, so either fill it in or create or cut it out all the way down to the floor and another width of that. Put 2 French doors on it, put shelves in there, and now you have a place where your kid can actually put all their toys into.
That's true. If you want the space, that's a great idea.
Because clearly there's enough of a cavity that this thing goes through. So I just
Right, so it has to go all the way down like that.
Yeah.
So
That's
if you wanted
actually,
to, have it go all the way up or all the way down, you could put a little door on it or French doors, like you said, and then it could be, if you want that space. If you don't need that extra space, I would just fill it in.
Cool. All right. Thanks for sending that in. Let's get to another. I'm trying to bang these out.
You
as much
guys
as we
are really giving us some head scratchers today.
All right. This one's from Elizabeth. Hi, guys. I'm truly hoping you guys can give me some ideas of what to do. We just moved into our new house, and we have this awkward place. I have no idea what to do with it. Help. That's my help. It's a narrow family room dining area. The caddy is up. The caddy is going, but I need something to replace it. So,
what's the caddy? Okay, so it looks like it's that space right here.
That's the space, just an empty space.
So
there.
she has the dining already, and there's just an empty space.
Oh, okay. So that's from here. So right there to there, right? Mm-hmm. That's what we're looking at. Oh, yeah. Look, it's weird how the flooring goes and stops. Oh, no, that's the countertop reaches over.
Yeah,
Never
that's
mind.
the countertop.
Okay.
So the floor, it looks like this part of the living room because the dining room. Oh, no, she has a rug. Okay, never mind.
That's a rug.
So,
space.
I mean,
I'd put a nice long
buffet.
Yeah, nice long buffet table.
Yeah. Or you can even have like there's some pretty modern, cool, like you were talking about, not the buffet, the hutch. Uh-huh. There's actually some pretty cool modern ones if you want it, since it looks like you have some pretty tall ceilings. Some pretty cool modern ones if you wanted something in that space. Or like a cool buffet. Would you do like a built-in or just a...
Well,
I'll look it up and
you
I'll
are
show it.
Googling. That's funny.
I want to see.
Are you gonna show an example?
It might be kind of expensive, but something like along the lines.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can find a dupe.
It when you say about built-in, it can't really be built-in because there's no walls on the sides, but it could be connected to your wall.
Like if you wanted
it's not
to,
it's not a deal at all. I mean, but there's a lot of really long, like 8 foot, 7 foot wide. These buffet tables that you can just put against it. It has cabinet doors below.
I think it needs to be long because then it would fill in that whole space. And then I would put, if you're going to do a buffet table, I would do either some like a big piece of artwork above it so it fills in that space above it, or like a big mirror or something fun like that. That way it's just that wall too needs something on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what I would do.
Yeah.
And then above that, I would put some like maybe 2 to 3 rows of like thick, floating shelves that you can put some dishes on and stuff like that. Give it that cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Can't find it, but maybe I'll just email it too.
Wow, you're really going out of your way.
From your next door neighbors.
Okay, here's Stephanie. Let's get you.
You always
down.
give me the long ones to read.
I think that's the deal. Like, hey, she's better at reading. Have her do it.
Okay. While it's downloading, I'll read the email. Okay. Happy New Year. My boyfriend and I are huge fans of yours, and ironically just bought a new home a few months ago. We haven't bought too many furniture items since we have moved in. Better yet, we have made everything after watching numerous Mr. Build-It episodes.
Finally, somebody mentions me. You're like the popular one here, not me.
We have a small space at the end of our kitchen and are at a loss of what to fill it in with. We have a small table at one point. We had a small table at one point and then a dog bed, feed station, but would like to utilize this space as much as possible. We are looking forward to this episode, even if our space doesn't make the cut. Made the cut. All of them are going to make the cut. We'll just have to split it into 2 episodes. Okay. So it looks like it's this space.
Okay.
Along the window.
It looks like it's adjacent to the dining or to the kitchen.
Yes.
So it was clearly designed for dining room area.
So my question is do you guys have like a dining space somewhere else?
I'm gonna take a shot.
Or
in the
maybe
dark.
they only use. Do you guys only use
I think
the
it's
stools?
2 people, and they don't really. They sit at the countertop, and I'm guessing they're always in and out. You know, and you have a little coffee table or a little bar thing right there. So I think and obviously animals.
And obviously it's all windows.
Yeah. So anytime you see a divot like that adjacent to the dining room, it's usually intended by the builder as a little dining area. So you would have to kind of treat it as a dining area. I would get a rectangular table going alongside. I'd put 2 chairs on the other side, 2 chairs on the sides, or if the space is too small,
too narrow,
skip the side chairs, 2 in the back, a bench up front, and then you have a nice dining area.
Yeah, I think that's what.
And even
it looks pretty narrow.
It looks pretty narrow based off of how far those chairs are from it.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. Well,
I would, if you guys don't want a dining area, or if you have another one, if you guys only use the bar top, because of the windows, I feel like, what if you guys built like a built-in bench that goes all the way around just for seating? Because you can't really put, it would look awkward.
No, that would be weird.
What?
It would be weird
the bench?
Because that there's like certain rooms or certain structures were designed, sketches for certain purposes.
Right. But look how narrow it is.
It's very narrow. So I think.
And even if you try to do like the whole thing where you put the table against the wall, only use like the other side, it's still too narrow.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say that room looks from that kitchen countertop cabinet to the wall of the window, I would say it's probably about 5 feet. Most tables are about 30 something inches, so about 3 feet wide. I think that's all the more reasons to put a table with a bench so you can hide underneath it and have walking space.
Yeah, I think that's the only option I can think of. If you wanted a dining table, have benches on both sides. That way you could just tuck them in under the table.
Yes.
And then when you're eating, obviously pull them out. But then otherwise it will be, and they have fairly narrow dining tables now. Or unless you want to, you can build one. So it seems like you guys are building. You've made everything. But if you don't, I think the other question was maybe like what to put in the corners, because that's what they've been doing.
Well, I think they're putting stuff in the corners just to kind of make use of that space. Well, like kind of like fill it in. Yeah. So it's kind of, to me, it's kind of awkward when you have.
I mean, if you, yeah.
It's that's what I would do. I would be on a search for the most narrow, smallest rectangular dining table, and when you put it in and it's still too big, then I would downsize those bar stools, because look how much they're sticking out from underneath the table. So if by sometimes narrowing down how much footprint those bar stools take up, you can buy yourself a few extra inches, and now you have a halfway decent space used for dining area. In terms of halfway decent, I mean like halfway decent amount of room.
Right. Because that's the.
I personally think if you put a bench seating area there, it's going to look weird, because every person walking into that space knows that is the dining room. But there has benches. It's like putting a couch in the kitchen. You're like, I don't understand.
No, it's not.
It's 100%.
If it's built in, I think it would look kind of
The only time that'll work is if you built in a bench around it, like in the 90s, and then put a table, and then table that's also on the ground built in, like a booth at Denny's.
I've actually seen some modern ones like that. Yeah, and they look cool.
I've seen some modern ones too. I still don't like it. I've only seen good ones that kind of look okay when they butt up to like a.
I don't think you have enough space for that though. Mm-hmm. I mean, what about?
If there's no space, the answers for all the other ones I've given is you put another
buffet on the other side
with plenty of countertop on top of it, and so now you actually have something that because the problem
just have it go from like to where the outlet is kind of,
because the problem right now I think is you have too much of a gap between where the coffee bar section is and the bar stools, so it looks like it's either missing a table or missing more furniture, like a buffet thing. But as far as against the windows, it's a low ledge. Again, clearly it was designed for dining, but sometimes there's just not enough space, and I get that. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Stephanie and Scott. I hope that helped, and I hope you guys can find something you can throw in there, like a dining room table, that will work. If not, you can always build one. That's the beauty of it.
That's true. You can build one and then make it as narrow as you want.
Yeah, I would personally do it like you can do legitimately, let's see here. This is 12, 24, 26, 28 inches wide, and then nice and long. And there's a lot of, depending on your experience with building, there's a lot of simple designs that you can totally do with even 2x4s.
Okay.
Oh, let me read this one. It's nice and short. Yeah, it's like one sentence. This is from Holly Robbins. Here's my awkwardly long wall. I don't know how to make it look nice. Thanks, Holly Robbins. Okay, so it's a dining room. It's a dining room table. Behind it, it's a long wall. There's a weird space between where the end of the TV to the opposite side of that wall. There is a mirror hanging, basically between the table and the TV.
TV media.
Take your shot, because
so is that? It seems like that's the living space.
Yep.
And you want to separate.
Dining space starts right there.
Yeah. In spaces where you can't like make something symmetrical like that, I would do like a big collage of pictures.
Yeah. I would do that as well. That's what I was thinking. I just want to see if you can come up with it.
Like
I personally love.
So there's a couple spaces I've done that with where like cool like black frames. Black and white pictures or something, and then you can have it come out as far as you want because it's a collage. Mm-hmm. You can have it come out like past the dining table and on the other side past the dining table, and and that will fill in that wall to where if you do have that space between the TV and the dining table, it would actually look like it's its own separate like space. Yeah. So that way your dining and living is not all one space.
Yeah.
You have a connect or a divider kind of.
It looks like there's a countertop to the right of here. I would say do exactly what you said to do, and maybe what I would do is, like you said, go over a couple of feet to the left and the right of the dining room table, so the lines almost line up from like the middle of your bar or your kitchen island
to the other side
to the end of.
To the other.
That's actually a corner right here. So I would say from the middle of your island to the beginning of your countertop. That's on the right, and basically that is the space of a wall that you would do a big collage, like you said, black frames, white, whatever on the outskirts, matting, and then whatever picture, and then stack them however you want them.
Yeah, you can do like family pictures, whatever,
or just whatever artwork. Yeah.
Or
I like what you did with ours, where it's like you took family pictures and they're all edited in a certain way, and it's just like a 9-picture collage that's going around. And I think if from
you
the same photo shoot, that's the most important part.
I think if you do a collage, have the same kind of theme going. So if it is like family photos, have it like
just be your family,
not somebody else or the stock photos. Have it be like kind of the same feel in the photo. So if it's like the same colors, or if you decide to do artwork, keep it kind of consistent where it could be different artwork, but maybe don't have like bright blue and then like bright pink artwork, where it just feels like ununified, disunified. What's the
both? Yeah, less unified.
You want it kind of to the colors and the
Disconnected,
style
I
to
think
be a
it's
little
disconnected.
Disconnected. I'm like Mr. Bill. I can't talk today.
I've been doing kind of fine today, thank you.
I know you have. You've been reading great.
I know. I'm pronouncing words.
You read real good.
Real good.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do, and then it will definitely make a huge difference in that
and
filling in that space.
Here's a sidebar too. You have a recessed light on the left and right hand side of the dining table, and chances are you're gonna have maybe one roofing joist coming on top. So what I would do is and because electrical's already running across, I put a junction box there, hang a chandelier down right in the middle of your table, and that way that fills that space even more. And I think we gave that recommendation in one of our first ones. And
I like that idea.
Except they didn't add it; they just put a really cool light fixture, and it really dresses up the back wall after you do all the rest of the stuff.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
This should be our last one. I got to go pick up our kids. That was a solid hour. I had fun.
So how many was that?
That was 5.
We got about halfway through.
Yeah. Well, I think we have more than half left.
Yeah. So next time we'll
do a part 2. Should we split these up? Or should we do an episode where like it's not flip to space or awkward space?
I mean maybe we can pick this up. Or should we plow
through? I don't want to, if somebody's just listening, I don't want to. Let's do this. Let's do we'll put a break between the next one, and then after this next episode we'll put another part 2 of the awkward spaces.
Yeah. Thanks guys for sending so many in.
I've been challenged on this one. I'll be completely honest.
I know you guys really threw us for a loop on this one, but I hope we at least got the brainstormed. Gosh, I cannot talk today. Brainstormed.
Such a foreigner right now.
Brainstormed a little for you guys or helped you, and maybe we even. I don't know. Inspired you to with your own ideas.
We inspired you. That'd be so nice. Yeah, we hope you guys liked it. I hope
so cold.
I hope creative juices are flowing. I'm gonna go get our kids. We're gonna go look at a house that's potential to buy. I'm not saying it's gonna be a good house, but let's go look at it.
We've been looking at a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, side note. If you for some reason are located in the Boise area, maybe like
have 2 to 3 acres
Eagle,
of land.
Meridian, Star, Middleton have a couple acres, are kind of thinking about selling.
On the cheap.
Can you call us?
Yeah.
DM us, call us.
We'll give you merch. How about that?
Email us. We'll trade you. Can we buy your house?
Yeah, give us
or
a
your
home.
Property.
All right, folks. Love you. Bye.
Okay, bye.